guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Just wanted to say hey. And Cairo, too, he's acting a little crazy this morning due to the rain from yesterday. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with our lesson. I tried to hop on live this morning, but I think it's going to be easier for me just to record the lessons for you guys and then upload them. So this morning I'm going to start with our lovely word of the day, and it's a perfect word of the day. Cairo, stop. I know. It's such a good word, isn't it? And it has such relevance to what's going on right now. So I'm going to set him down and keep him busy, and then we will get started with the word of the day. Okay, here you go. Here you go. There you go. Go sit. Okay, so today's word of the day is prevent. I'm going to just show you the picture like I normally do. And take a moment, think to yourself, what do you think it means to prevent? This person is washing their hands. This person's wearing a mask. Prevent. So it's part of speech. It's a verb. It's something that you can do. That's right. So prevent. If you keep something from happening, you prevent it. And how relevant is that for us as we go through this crazy time? We want to try our best to prevent the spreading of germs and the spreading of this virus. So, like in the picture, washing your hands really thoroughly will prevent us from spreading this. And for those that are sick, wearing a mask so they can prevent from spreading their germs. The example sentence says, we can prevent some diseases by giving people vaccinations. And it says, which of the following can people sometimes prevent? Can you prevent a thunderstorm from happening? I don't think so. What about forest fires? Yes, we can prevent forest fires because we have to be safe when we do certain things, such as campfires. We want to make sure to put those campfires out, and we can just be very safe about preventing those forest fires. What about illness? Can we prevent that from happening? Illness is something that is happening. It happens all the time. It's been happening, but we can prevent ourselves from getting sick and getting ill, but nonetheless, it will happen. What about an automobile accident? Can we prevent that from happening? Yes, by driving safely, by making sure we are abiding by all the laws. You guys don't drive, but if you did, you could prevent an accident from happening. And what about the sun rising? Can we prevent that from happening? No, the sun is going to rise regardless. Today it says, tell about something your parents or teachers prevented you from doing. What were their reasons? How did you feel? So Ms. Nielsen prevents you guys from doing things that are unsafe. And I'm sure your parents prevent you guys from doing some things that you shouldn't be doing, although I'm sure sometimes you want to. But the word of the day today is prevent. And I will make sure to put that up on my little learning board over here so you guys can see the word of the day every day. What Ms. Nielsen's going to do today is I'm going to read the story. If you have your books, you can follow along. If you don't, that's all right. I'm going to read it from the screen here because I don't have the book in front of me. I just have it online. So this book is called From Seed to Plant. It is an informational text, which means it gives information. So we're going to see a lot of pictures and labels. We're going to see a lot of facts, which is true information. And we also will see some diagrams, and that will help explain more of what we're covering today. Let me just scooch this over. And here we go. Okay, From Seed to Plant by Gail Gibbons. Most plants make seeds. A seed contains the beginning of a new plant. Seeds are different shapes, sizes, and colors. All seeds grow into the same kind of plant that made them. Many plants grow flowers. Flowers are where most seeds begin. I'll put on my glasses. Can't see too well. Old. A flower is made up of many parts. So as you'll see on page 351, this is a great diagram of a flower and the different parts of it. And you see how it is labeled. There are bold words, there's a picture, it tells you what each part means. Those are called text and graphic features. The text features are the words, and the graphic feature is the picture itself. That's really important when we're reading, because if we don't understand what we read, that will give us some more information to understand. Before a seed can begin to grow, a grain of pollen from the stamen must land on the stigma at the top of the pistil of a flower like itself. This is called pollination. Pollination happens in different ways. Often, wind blows pollen from flower to flower. Bees, other insects, and hummingbirds help pollinate too. While they visit flowers for their sweet juice, called nectar, pollen rubs onto their bodies. Then they carry the pollen to another flower where it comes off onto its pistil. So bees, as much as we tend to be afraid of them, are very, very helpful. If a pollen grain from a flower lands on the pistil of the same kind of flower, it grows a long tube through the pistil into an ovule. This is the beginning of a seed. The seeds grow inside the flower, even as the flower begins to die. As the seeds become bigger, a fruit or pod grows from them. The fruit or pod protects the seed. When the fruit or pod ripens, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground around the base of the plant, where they will grow. Some pods or fruits open and the seeds pop out. Sometimes, when birds eat berries, they drop the seeds. And if you remember when we did our science, we found out that seeds can travel through the wind, through other animals, even through the ocean and the water. Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. Then they travel on the water until they stick to dirt along the shore. The wind scatters seeds. Some seeds have fluff on them that lets them float to the ground like tiny parachutes. Others have wings that spin as they fall. And again, this should be familiar to you. Remember the seeds that spin like this and they get carried by the wind? Other seeds are a bit heavier and they have to be taken by water. Animals help scatter seeds too. They hide, oh goodness, I'm getting a bunch of pop-ups. Sorry. They hide acorns and nuts in the ground. Some seeds have hooks that stick to the fur of animals or people's clothes. Later, they drop off onto the ground. A flower bed or vegetable garden is beautiful. Seeds are planted to grow in the gardens. The seeds come in small envelopes or boxes. Directions explain how to plant the seeds and care for the plants. The beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. A seed will not sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be on or in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften its seed coat. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. Minerals, you guys remember that word? Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and minerals in the soil, the sunlight and the air all around the plant. Finally, the plant is full grown. Buds on the plant spring into flowers where new seeds will grow. Many of the food people eat are seeds, fruits, and pods. They are full of nutrition, vitamins, and minerals, and they are tasty too. A From Seed to Plant project. So, how to raise bean plants. So they give you a little project here on raising some bean plants, which we tried to do before. It didn't work out super well. Our grass was way more successful. So if while you're at home, you and your family want to try this from seed to plant experiment with the bean plants, I think that would be a great idea. So now that we've read the story, I want to talk about the thing I mentioned earlier, which was called text and graphic features. Now, I know it's a lot, and I know I don't have a ton of examples to show you. However, I have things written down. So for text features, it says that gives us important information and helps us understand the text. This is mostly in words. So a text feature, you know, text is like another name for a book or words. Text is anything that's written, so words. So such as the title. The title helps us. Headings. We definitely know what headings are. Those are the big headings at the front that tell us what we're going to read about. Then you've got your glossary. Your glossary is in the back with words. You've got captions. Captions go underneath the picture. They tell you what the picture is about. Bold words, you know those bold words are big and black and they have kind of a bigger presence over the other words. Highlighting, in yellow mostly we see those words that are highlighted. We find those to be important words. Labels. Labels show you what things are on a picture. Now there's others, but these are some that are pretty important and that we find in our informational text. This other side is, I'm going to try and switch sides, our graphic features. Graphic has everything to do with picture or something that you can see more rather than just words there. So it says, again, give us important information and help us understand the text. So this is more in a picture form rather than words. So photographs, maps, charts, graphs, and diagrams. Now in this book, you're going to see some text and graphic features. So what I'd like you to do is maybe just point them out and then tell your parents or tell your siblings, what's the importance of it? Why do we have a title? Why do we have captions that tell us what the picture is about? Why is this picture in here? Why do I have the diagram of the plant and it tells me all the parts? What does that do for you? In essence, it helps us better understand. I don't know the parts of a flower, but when I look in the book and I see those parts of the flower and they're labeled and it tells me about it, I can better understand as a reader. And it's super important to use these text and graphic features when you are reading and to take note of that in your informational text, okay? Now, obviously, this is pretty quick and just a quick, hey, these are text and graphic features, but as you read, just see if you can find some, see if you can point them out and tell them why are they important? What's the purpose? We always want to know why, the purpose of it. So if you can figure out the purpose of that text and graphic feature, what does it do for us? Is it just there just to look pretty? That picture is there to explain and to really give us a clear image of what is inside of a flower because we only see what's on the outside. We don't know what it looks like inside. Okay, so those text and graphic features are going to be extremely important to you as a reader. Okay. All right, the last thing I want to cover today is some phonics. Ah words. AW, AU. These words, I'm going to kind of tilt this and we're going to put these up here. If I can get my tape. We're going to put AW and AU, and we're going to try and add to our list as the week goes on. But these are going to be words that we are working on. Now, these are two letters that come together and they say ah. So if you are reading a word and you say, that is awful, right? You're not going to talk and say awful, but your jaw opens up and you say awful. And you can feel your jaw moving, right? So Ms. Nielsen created some words. I challenge you to see if you can think of any more words to add to our list as the week goes on. So my first word for AW, oops, I'm going to reverse these. Oh. Okay, so my first word for AW is hawk. Hawk. So again, hawk. My first word for AU is vault. So anytime you say these words, you're going to feel that open up on your jaw. And you can always put your hand here and vault, right? I've got pause, launch, sauce, haul, fault. Now notice most of these are in the middle of the word, right? None of these come at the end. This also can come at the beginning of a word, like in the word audio. That's my sound. Can I hear the audio? That comes at the beginning. A W is either going to come in the middle or the end because we don't end English words with a U. We don't want English words to end with that U, so we usually end it with that W. So like in the word straw, right? So I've got the word hawk, crawl, awful, lawn, straw, and yawn. So again, all those words when I say ah, right? So AU is either in the beginning or middle. AW is either in the middle or the end of a word when we think about phonics and using that ah sound. Okay, I'm going to wrap up with that. Remember, when you read and you go through your stuff today, think about text and graphic features. Think about what's the purpose behind those text and graphic features and why they are important. And maybe make a list and write down 3 and say, oh, there's a title and why is that important? And oh, there's captions. Why is that important? Maybe go a little bit beyond what your work is for today and try to find 3 text features, 3 graphic features, and tell the purpose of them. Why are they important? Then you have some work today in your workbooks that's dealing with these AW and AU words. Tomorrow I'm going to go over irregular verbs. So if you want to wait to do that for say and said and eat and ate, you can wait and I will cover that tomorrow. Don't forget to prevent the spread of germs and this coronavirus. Wash your hands, stay safe, social distance. I'm going to record your math lesson and I'll upload it for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out and I will see you guys soon. Have a great day.